Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, a pop-up storm this afternoon may have hit an East Tennessee school with a lightning strike. Jefferson Elementary School was in the storm's path. According to a spokesperson for the Jefferson County school system, there was a possible lightning strike to the building. Now, we're told the school did not lose power, but the elementary did experience issues with air conditioning units coming back on, plus an alarm system issue. School system telling us none of those, though, were major issues. Elsewhere in East Tennessee, people were either melting if they had to be outside or trying to stay inside and really just trying to cool off. That prompted a reminder from Rural Metro Fire of Knox County, take extra precautions. Fire department posting on Facebook some tips for staying safe, like drinking plenty of fluids, staying out of the direct sun, check on your vulnerable neighbors, and don't forget about those pets. Make sure they have water and shade as well. And as we heard last night, area school systems are changing their Friday night football plans because of the heat, moving kickoff times for a variety of games just back a little bit, later into the evenings in hopes of catching some cooler temperatures for players on the field and fans in the stands. We posted a list of the changes at WAT.com. In the meantime, some youngsters are playing tonight, so let's moving along in our Big 7 list for you tonight. A big night in the history of the United States as former President Donald Trump is headed right now to surrender on criminal charges in Georgia, accused of conspiring to flip the results of that state's vote in the 2020 presidential election. Former President Trump left his home in New Jersey earlier this afternoon and is expected to arrive in the Atlanta area any time now. Now, we're told Mr. Trump will be treated like any other member of the public as he is booked and processed in Fulton County. Of course, we'll have more on that process for you coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Big story back here in Tennessee. We're following for you the clash rolls on between lawmakers at the special session on public safety in Nashville, but it's more between the chambers of the General Assembly than between the political parties. Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton took questions from reporters while protesters shouted, "Resign Sexton," in the background. The speaker wants to keep special sessions open long enough for his bill to make some juvenile criminals go to adult court, but the Senate won't budge. Today, the Senate voted to adjourn until Monday after it voted just 3 bills through yesterday.
They got a chairman issue over there, and so we'll see. We're going to pass what we think we need to pass. If they don't think juvenile crime is important enough to decrease, then maybe they won't pass it. That's on them.
Well, that's what the governor had asked us to do. We assumed when he called us into special session, those were the bills that he was interested in, and those were the bills that he thought would address the situation.
Senate Republicans say they feel they've done what the governor came and asked them to do. Now, top House Republicans disagree. We'll keep following this from Nashville. Big criminal case we've been following for you next on our Big 7 list. Randy May, the man who killed 16-year-old Mary Jones and stabbed 15-year-old Mitzi Sizemore in Hamlin County back in 1980, learned if he would get another chance at his parole hearing this morning. May pled his case to parole member Zane Duncan before those who supported his release and those who opposed it had a chance to speak. Over a dozen of Mary Jones's family, law enforcement who worked the scene, as well as Mitzi, the other victim in this case, were in attendance fighting for May to stay behind bars. At the end of the hearing, well, the member casted their vote.
Talking with you here today, listening to the testimony both in support and opposition. My review of your file, I cannot vote for your release today. My vote is declining your parole to the serious of the offense. Decline your parole for 4 years.
As for what's next, the other 6 parole members will review the hearing today and the case as a whole, and then cast their vote if they believe May should be granted or denied parole. We are told this usually takes about 14 days. Well, some residents of a West Knoxville apartment complex are being forced to move out of their homes following tornado damage earlier this month. The damage to level crossing apartments was caused by an EF2 tornado that struck West Knoxville earlier this month. Now, residents being given 18 total hours to move out over the course of 3 days. Now, this video you're looking at is from today as residents rush to get their belongings. According to one of the emails from apartment management, they will be refunding any rent money paid for the August 7th period. Now, we have reached out to Level Crossing Apartments, but have yet to hear back. Health issues for a big name in Tennessee sports. Legendary Vols football coach Phillip Fulmer in the hospital this afternoon. Family members say he underwent a medical procedure at UT Medical Center. Fulmer's family say, not saying, though, what sort of procedure it was, but saying that he is in good spirits and will be in the hospital recovering for a few days. And some big thoughts about a big change on UT's campus. UT students voicing their opinions after hearing about the name change of a pretty well-known building. As a matter of fact, we told you, Thompson Bowling Arena will now be called Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center. This is part of a $20 million 10-year naming rights deal between the university and Food City. Now, students we spoke with have some mixed emotions about the change.
I feel like some people that I've always known as Thompson Bowling might be upset about it.
What are you going to call it?
Probably Thompson Bowling, yeah.
There you go. All right, Thompson Bowling Arena originally opened in 1987 and was named after prominent UT donor B. Ray Thompson Sr. and former UT President Dr. Edward J. Bowling.